everybody. The clouds are out here in the house and we're here now, so grab a seat. Amen, amen, amen. Y'all, man, we are back with another episode today. We are back to talking about myths and legends, man. And we're recording yet again.
Another one.
Clap for the consistency. Let's get it for the consistency amongst the boys.
Keep going.
Keep it going.
Felt like quiet hatred. But y'all, man, we love it here. This is fantastic. Yeah. We get into a new level. We're elevating and we're very proud of it. Also, man, we're talking about these myths and legends again, man. We're going right back into it. TikTok hasn't really been a buzz with too much besides the Serbian lady, but I did find a story that was pretty crazy. We looked up some creepy pastas before we got to the episode, and I found one story which is basically, so it's on creepypasta. I believe it's called The Unborn or something like that. Mm-hmm. But basically, it's a story from, the lady said that it was about 2016 when she had her baby, but maybe a couple of months after she had her baby, this kind of started happening. So she said that she noticed when she brought her baby home that initially her child, very bubbly, like she picks up her baby starts smiling immediately, very interactive with her, and then out of nowhere, maybe 3 months after her baby had been home, just super flip. So baby's not really responsive to her. Baby doesn't really want to be picked up, want to be held very much, and the baby's naturally affectionate. She was saying in those first 3 months, that baby's super affectionate, wants to be picked up. When you put the baby down, starts crying again, wants to be picked up again. This time, if you pick the baby up, then wants to be put down. He won't stop crying. Anytime anybody's trying to hold the baby, he won't stop crying until they put him down back in his crib or on the floor or wherever. So she's saying that, okay, that was strike one. Second one, she said that when her baby would, nighttime, her baby had a great sleep schedule. Her baby would kind of just fall out. He would make it through most of the night, maybe wake up around like 2:30, 3 a.m. So it was pretty regular for babies that have like short-term sleep through the night. All of a sudden, she said she wasn't complaining at first. She just thought it was weird. But her baby slept all the way through the night. No problems. Like just magically, baby just did full 360. Didn't wake up at 2:30 no more. Didn't wake up at 3. Didn't wake up at 4. Woke up, I think it was, she was saying like 7 a.m. something around there, like a regular person. Then she said that was strike number 2. She said then third strike, one thing that her baby always loved was like the toys, right? Mm-hmm. And she would have like, she had one rosary at the wall. And she said one day she was looking at the baby monitor, and it never bothered the baby what was in the room. Because obviously when, you know, babies, they're not going to think about, hey, what's around me, what's in the room. Like they don't really, their eyes aren't really developed too well to where they can 100% see every single thing.
How old is this baby?
This is a newborn.
Oh, newborn. Oh, just
yeah,
like an adult.
This nigga here.
He need a job.
So that's why. So when she first brought her baby home, these first 3 months, she's starting to see these things. Then 3 months after, so leading up to the 6-month mark, then she's noticing all these changes randomly. So baby's just switching up out of nowhere. So then she said that third thing was she noticed that randomly her baby would start crying, just crazy fits of like temper tantrums, crying, just going crazy. And then she realized that no matter what she moved around, no matter what she gave the baby, wouldn't stop crying. But then out of nowhere, one day, she decided, hey, you know, let me just try this randomly. And the husband had cracked a joke saying, with all these changes, he was like, you know what, the baby might not even like the rosary. Let's take the cross out the room. And she thought, he said it as a joke. She took it as something that's real. So she takes it off the door, walks out. Baby stops crying. First time, she said, the baby's ever stopped a fit. The baby stopped crying when they removed the cross. So she said after that, she was saying, "That's not my kid." She was like, "That's not my baby. There's no way." She got extremely detached from her child. She said, "That's not my baby. I don't know what's going on. I can't explain it." And she said, "But I'm gonna have my priest come over." The priest came. Baby started acting like it was the first 3 months. Affectionate, wanted to be picked up, everything out of nowhere. But then when he would bring the cross from beneath his I guess it would be a robe or like a suit jacket, something like that. When he would bring the cross out, baby starts crying. So baby starts tripping out anything, basically crosswise, the Bible, anything like that. Baby is tripping. Baby's screaming at the top of their lungs. So the priest was saying, you know, we don't do exorcisms on small children like this. This is like, it's kind of taboo. This kind of something that doesn't usually happen. So she's saying that she needs something. So first, she goes to the church. Second, she decides, hey, look, the church isn't helping me because my baby's too young, so to speak. So I'm going to go outside of the church. So she goes to a psychic. The psychic says, I feel an energy over your child.
Dip that motherfucking baby in some holy wine.
Man, you going to be dang near drowning the kid at that point.
Hey, just pour a little bit of holy water in his milk. Make
Splash,
it holy
splash.
milk.
Splash.
Drink.
Splash. But
Be gone spirit.
she goes to the psychic. The psychic tells her, hey, there's an energy over your baby that it's like foreign to kids. I've never seen this over a kid. It's like more of the energy of like a grown man.
So you got Easter pie? Someone took over that baby? No. Hey, handmade trope happen?
Nah, man.
It's a grown man.
That would be crazy though if that was.
Jen.
But anyways,
Oh, that's your first person, Mom. Jen. I need milk.
but it's like, so after hearing about this like foreign energy, she's suspicious of the psychic, but at the same time, she's like, I don't really have much of a choice. Like, it is kind of what it is. So then after the psychic situation, she decides, hey, you know what? I need to push the agenda for the exorcism, right? They sprinkle like, so like kind of how you were saying, priest comes in, use a little holy water, and then tries to use anointing oil first. So basically, priest goes in, trying to bless the baby. Baby's moving away, screaming, tantrums, going crazy. Doesn't want to be anointed by the oil. So he thinks, hey, you know, look, we obviously can't dunk a kid. We're not going to full on submerge a kid in some holy water.
Yeah, they be throwing them
Look,
babies
have you seen
in the pool. They be throwing the babies in the pool.
Bro, just
Get your ass.
And the baby figure it out.
just because you seen the little video where the priest is dunking the baby like a Dorito shit. No, man, no. They ain't doing that no more.
Spirit
No more. Look, these are modern videos, bro.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about his stuff.
So pretty much, they do the little holy water spritz. Holy water spritz. They say the lady says that she sees it, but the priest didn't see it, and nobody else in the room saw it. But she said that she saw when the holy water hit the baby, it started smoking. She said every spot that it would touch the baby would kind of start smoking a bit. So then she said later on she went to check her baby to see if there were any burn marks, because it makes sense that if there's smoke, there's a burn on the body. So didn't see any burn marks. However, the next day she said her baby had like a new like birthmark. Like it was just a darkened spot on the skin, like a new birthmark in the area that looks like where the holy water had hit the baby. So she's saying the burn mark showed up, but like they were kind of disguised as something else. So
it was like a little brown spot.
Essentially, yeah.
So you turning black. The holy water hit.
This nigga.
Tyrone. You are the father.
I'm a black baby now.
Yes, I'm a holy water.
Yes.
He gonna be reverse Uncle. He gonna be Uncle Ruckus. I can't stand y'all.
Disregard this man. Just disregard what he said. Just cut him. But anyways, she goes to this story kind of has an abrupt ending randomly. But basically, the lady, let's fast forward. After she sees these birthmarks, Essentially, she goes through this phase of she starts arguing with the husband. Husband doesn't see him; she sees him. The husband has a rational explanation, quote unquote, saying that birthmarks do or can show up later on after some time period, which I've personally never heard of. I've never heard of a birthmark. Before? Yeah, I've never heard of a birthmark.
This is his firstborn. How the hell you know about this?
Yeah, but
I think it's possible.
Yeah.
I think it is too.
Yeah, it's possible.
He said he was basically saying he Googled it sort of situation. I looked it up and they could show up sort of later in life, whenever. So they're going back and forth and she's saying, look, I don't think that's our kid. He's feeling disgusted at the fact that she thinks that, hey, this isn't our kid. She's starting to kind of sound as if she wants to abandon the kid, leave the kid somewhere. And he's like, hey, this is our kid that we created. Why would we get rid of our child? So they're going back and forth, they're butting heads. Eventually turns to a point where it ruins their marriage, and one day randomly I guess a family member that had picked up the baby just died out of nowhere. They said it was some disease that they weren't able to catch sooner, so it just hit the person out of nowhere, which doesn't necessarily make sense either, right?
Damn.
So she's saying it has something to do with the baby. The husband is saying, hey, really? The baby thing again? This doesn't make any sense. This doesn't make sense that you would say, hey, it's our baby that killed this person. Do you really hear yourself?
Sounds like some Brightburn type shit.
Okay. So
nip it in the bud sooner if you can tackle it now.
Essentially, fast forward towards that, they end up getting a divorce because of this. The husband decides that the mom's not fit to take the baby because the husband thinks that if the mom takes the baby's gonna die.
Or she fought for this baby too?
The husband files for the divorce. So he files for 100% custody at the same time as filing for the divorce because he thinks that, hey, if my wife takes this baby's gonna die. Just the way that she, that she's been acting.
That would be interesting if she wanted to take the baby after experiencing all this. You have a scot-free zone to just be gone.
You got it.
Yeah. Good job, honey.
You need child support? You need child support?
Take my child.
That's I'll be crazy right there. She's fighting for something that she's already seen is not hers.
She
make up your mind.
She fights the divorce, but she doesn't. She fights the divorce, but she doesn't fight the 100% custody. So she's saying, if we're getting a divorce, you're taking the kid essentially. Yeah, for sure.
Just give me half of everything.
She's telling him though, be careful, because you're gonna find out eventually that's not our kid.
It's gonna be when he's matured a little bit better.
Yeah. So essentially, it goes on throughout this kid's life, and to the listeners, if y'all remember an episode we did a while ago when Anthony was talking about psychopathic children, this story kind of goes along that line too. But after they split, kids started growing up, kids starts doing terrible things. Kids really disassociative with any emotional connections, friends, he has them, but at the same time, they're always within an arm's length. He keeps them kind of distant. The dad said that he couldn't have any animals in the house because they would always come up missing, quote unquote. Anything around the house, he would randomly find dead squirrels around trees. He would find dead birds, just dead animals, just always in the vicinity, as if someone had killed them and they got took. And then later on, it turned into I would find dissected animals. I would find animals that have been cut open. I would find animals that have been mangled, really, real terrible stuff.
Experiment to a playful level. Shit.
So, essentially, the husband starts corresponding with the wife again, saying, I think you got a point. Something's wrong with our kid. So, they try to send the kid to therapy. Even the therapist says, your child, very dissociative, but still sociable. We don't think he's psychopathic. We don't think he's a sociopath. We just think he's on the spectrum. So they kind
That's
of
enough, nigga.
That's enough. You on
Send
a
that
tilting.
motherfucker out. Shit
They
that
kinda-
motherfucker out
they
of
misdiagnose him in a sense because as a psychopath you can
They
can play it
so
off.
shit. Yeah.
Send that motherfucker to the gulag, nigga.
Look at
So-
Carmen right there. Did we not see how he did that therapist in South Park Perry episode?
Man, so essentially
He
The-
destroyed her marriage.
the therapy is going well, everything is going good, and then out of nowhere, the kid does another major flip. Like, but it's not just this time. It's not just animals. It's not just random animals. It's nothing like that. It's a person. So he kills a person. The only way that the dad finds out is because the dad finds a finger. So the dad finds a full finger in his toolbox next to his saw.
How old was this kid when he did this?
About 17.
Woo! Bottom must say.
So-
That's that little in the washer.
Just
Free
think
my
it's up.
toes go. Wash him with the brother lambs. Gossip. Gossip. Outside there.
I like Bobby. Oh shit.
My man just saw Jesus.
Oh
no.
Oh,
My man shot at my man. Send him away. Send him away.
That's what the bottom would say. I'm just saying like that.
oh my god.
Then the dad essentially, the kid turns 18. He doesn't, basically the dad doesn't confront him when he finds the finger. Dad doesn't want to do anything about it. The dad is also kind of scared because the wife is documenting this and the wife says that the husband is in fear for his life. So now,
And he ain't taking no kung fu karate classes after knowing this?
so kid turns 18. The dad basically tells him, hey, look, you're on your own. Like, you know, you kind of, I don't know where you plan on going,
But you gotta get the fuck up on it.
yeah, essentially you can't be here doing the things that you do. I know about the person. So the kid, he thinks that the kid is gonna flip out. So the dad has a gun stashed in the house. The dad told the mom prior, he was like, when I confront our son, I have a gun just in case anything happens. So instead, the son was like, you know what? I understand completely. I love you, Dad. Packed up his stuff and he left. Right?
Mm-hmm.
The wife says that was the last day that she heard from him. So that was the last day that she heard from the husband.
Mm-hmm.
And then she said that she thinks that the son is also on to her and knows that the dad was talking to her too. So this was also like the story's framed as if it's her last, like her last correspondence, kind of like the telling of the story. And then she essentially says like, if I have no correspondence after this, then you know it was my son that killed me. And
All I can think about is the Star Wars. How Ben killed come here, son. Get out of here, Daddy. I love you, Daddy.
I don't know why I thought you were going to talk about Order 66 with all the Padawans.
Oh yeah.
Master Anakin is going crazy out there.
Yeah, motherfucker, I caught
But
Jesus.
I was gonna lose my life. Niggas got dropped off at daycare, getting smited. It was nap time.
they said they were supposed to be trained for peace. Now they wasn't ready for war.
Put it down, nigga.
That's crazy. Could you imagine one of the force sensitive kids trying to fight Anakin on? He used that little force pound.
Nah. Get your head trying to.
Master Anakin, stop! Get that
But over here kicking kids. Shut the fuck up.
But
Anakin, what you do?
Man.
Kill them all.
back to the topic at hand, man. So it's kind of along the lines of what we were talking about last time when it comes to the could you let go of your son or whatever. But if you knew what had happened, because in Anthony's story that he had told last time, it didn't get to the human level. The kid hadn't killed nobody yet, but he knew they felt like he had the potential to.
Mm.
But if you knew 100% that your kid had killed somebody,
I wish I knew.
what would you? How would you respond to that?
You know what I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna tell you how it's gonna play out. As soon as I catch this finger, I'm gonna start a fight. Just be ready. Hey, what the fuck is this? Ooh, push him. He get mad. Stop pushing me. He push him
I
again.
hope your kid don't
Swing
hear
in, nigga. Nigga swing. Bow, 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 bow. Are you reaching for a knife?
Hold up. Is that a screw you keep getting your hand in it?
telling you.
No, I'm sorry.
I didn't want to kill him. But, nah, I can't. Because if you... you think you disassociated. Watch me. Nigga, watch me.
That's
What son? Huh? What son?
at the
This
end of the
motherfucker
day,
stranger.
that's your only kid.
My soldiers march. I'm
I'm
hitting my ex-wife up. Open the gates. Open the floodgates. I'm finna let another one in you. I know. Look, you couldn't trust it the first time. It was evil. This nut was evil, but I'm gonna give it to you again. again.
This one was meant to be in the Swallow campaign. This was not supposed to
I'm gonna
make
change
it.
that.
I prayed over it. It should be good. Eat.
Bro, what was
I got baptized. There was pure holy
What
water.
was that song on
It's really
Vine?
good.
It was this big dude. He had seen some food. You open the floodgates. Heaven, let it rain.
But my question would be, if the finger was in the dad's tool shed, toolbox, does that possibly mean he probably tried to frame his dad if he would tell, and it would have came back on him?
Nah.
I think
was thinking that.
so. When I think about the story, I think he probably wanted his dad to find it.
It's weird because you put in your father's toolbox a finger.
You should have
That's
found a
it.
finger.
Like, you want me to do what to you?
Look at here, my ninja.
Baby, you want me to do what? But yeah,
Anger.
it seemed like he staged it just in case, like, his dad would, like, say, hey, let me go to authorities about this. That it will point to the dad.
Yeah.
Because it's like, the question I would have had is, what's the possible missing person we got in our area?
I mean, at the end of the day, that wouldn't have played out forensic and all that. All you gotta do is dust everything down, fingerprints.
I mean, yeah, but
If you use the saw,
if
his
he,
fingerprints is on the saw.
The thing
The
about
question is-
the thing about the body of the person that the kid killed was never found.
Right, he been watching
so
Breaking
he know
Bad.
how to,
he been watching.
he know how to hide.
Get that bad acid.
Supposedly.
And the question would be, like, because if he's never found, and I'm assuming they never searched that house, you know where I'm going with this. It's still there. You just found a sample of where it could
It's in
be.
your backyard.
It's in your house, bro.
Why you burying your dead
He
body
took it
in
home.
my cedar?
I like, and
That nigga
that's,
said, "Dad, you got barbecue sauce?"
bro, that would be trippy if he went Hannibal Lecter on, and they, oh, I'm making tacos, Dad. Bruh, they had a guy that actually did that too.
Yeah.
Where it was, I forgot what state it was, but he actually cooked tacos for his friends to try, and it was a human he cooked. They all said it tastes bomb. This is some good meat. Where you get this from? Oh, bro, you know, from.
I never told my friend that. Hell no.
But they were complimenting
Mm-mm.
the tacos. They're like, this meat on this taco
This is
pause
some good
is
meat.
fire.
Oh, dude.
What?
Yeah, you can't even mention the M
What?
word.
Hold on, bruh. Hold on, bruh.
Don't speak to me like that, honey. Don't even speak about nothing.
But
like that.
just real talk, like, if shit was going down like that, it's only a couple things that you could do, you know, and
Go to
it's
jail
kind of like,
or run out.
it's kind of like, you know, throw it up, put it in somebody else's hands, or, you know, handle the situation yourself.
But I think the thing about it is, if you handle it yourself, you could end up going to jail for a very long time.
But you also could end up saving a life.
But you could also end up going to jail for a very long time.
But saving a life.
I mean, yeah, but the issue is he needed to get re-diagnosed. I would have re-diagnosed him to be on record, just in case I have to go this route. Psychologists tell you I was basically left with no option if he is this.
I think the diagnosis makes it look worse because it's like now you've placed my son on the spectrum. So if something were to happen, it looks like I abused a kid who was on the spectrum, which is even worse. When realistically, it was the wrong diagnosis from the jump. That's what started the issue. Realistically, this kid should have been put away or put into some mental therapy to help him deal with the way that he is, the way that he was born. But it's strange.
Well, that's the scary part about it, because it's like what the route his son went. He's probably very good at socializing at this stage by the time he got to a body.
Yeah.
So it's like, yo, like how resourceful is he is, because if you finger with it, they say it was a female looking finger or just a.
You just said a finger.
A finger. Because like to get someone off their guard, you have to really be comfortable with that person.
Yeah, you say you got man.
Yeah. And that's what I was wondering, because it's like, but he keeps them at arm's length, meaning like they're like friends.
It's not
but
hard.
not.
If that was his desire, it would be easy for him to do that.
Yeah, he has friends. He just keeps them at.
And remember, when he was a baby, he was able to turn off and on, you know.
And that's the part where I say it speaks on the intelligence. It's wrong.
Yeah.
Over a period of time, he just became this, like, damn. Like, you don't know the outcome practically. It honestly, the scenario like that, I wouldn't even confronted that type to, hey, I'ma need you to leave. You don't tell the motherfuckers that. You leave, cause they're not gonna.
I'm paying more.
Yeah.
Look,
That's my house, bro. That's my house.
You gonna have to
Look.
get out, motherfucker. Like
you know, that's what I said. That diagnosis, probably like you said, if that's gonna make me look bad, look, some guy made a sacrifice, cause that mortgage or this nigga, I'd rather take the hit financially.
My mortgage.
So I can't be looking
sorry,
like the whole
that house is in my motherfucking name.
Yeah.
My crib.
And what's he gonna do? Turn it into a murder castle? Pass? No. There's equity in that. I need that equity.
Facts.
Hey, he can pay the rent. I'll sign him the deed. I'll give him the deed. Hey, let me see. Sign this paper. What is that? Is that a deed, Dad? Yeah, that's a deed. Here you go. It's your house. I'm peace. That's a deed.
Hey, 18 years old. You know the
You're an owner.
Oh my God.
You see, I'm pretty sure you know how to pay bills. You're on your own.
Is that refinance paperwork, Father?
Everything's to you. You're a grown man.
Wow.
Look,
Is that an FHA loan? Wow.
Since you're giving the house, can I have the car too?
You know what? Why not? I'm an Uber.
Don't you get veterans privileges? Can I have your veterans
niggas,
card?
Let me transfer that to you.
tonight. Can I stay with you tonight? Where your whole house at? My son got it.
Gave it to my son.
That's when you know something was wrong with my kid.
Had to pass it on.
He
ain't right.
He been a good boy.
He been real good. He been real good. Yeah. But Todd, since you didn't get to answer, man.
Oh, nothing.
What would you
My
do?
son killed somebody. Either he go to jail or
You call him?
I don't feel like I don't think he has any. He said he loved me. I believe it.
You gonna take his words.
That ain't gonna be the reap. That's what I'm
Tom
saying.
said, we cool. Him and that person was it.
I would have dealt with it like early on. You already 18. I don't want to say I co-sign your life, but
You basically did at that point.
That's what's crazy. It's like they waited.
I didn't say nothing.
age.
Right when I found the finger, I just let it slide.
I
waited for you to turn 18.
I think what they were hoping was that because in his middle years, he was still going to therapy. They were hoping it was working. 17 is when things kind of spiked over.
Mm.
So he was technically 17 and a half, so almost 18. But then it was almost like when he turned 18, he kind of was gonna leave everything else, like all the therapy stuff behind, and move on full to what he wanted to do. Like he had played enough years in the charade. No,
You
it's
ever
just
had
not anymore.
fentanyl,
See, and
You
that's
never
what's-
heard of chloroform?
And that's what's so interesting about this, because they have released like scenarios like psychopaths and pedophiles. They're a mental mutation. There's no fix because it's a mental little mutation that happened in their mind somewhere that it makes it an unfixable trait.
Yeah.
They're literally born that way. They say that's all we can write them as. They're just born that way.
I serve a God.
And so it's like therapy, yeah, but it's only good if you're putting it on the book so everyone can know, hey, this nigga here crazy. I just want y'all to know.
I'm trying to fix it, but he
I had
don't
to
want
sit with that crazy motherfucker for an hour and a half. He's scary.
He said, I tried to fix it. I tried
But
to
then they
fix
say-
it real good.
He dissect this word little.
You mind if I flip this knife up while we're having our session?
What you got Joker
Yeah.
here?
Does this make you feel uncomfortable?
The therapist just get up. Not today. Not today.
Look, she's sending y'all to the pastor. go to church. I think science can't solve it. Spirituality might be your last option.
I think it's
It's
better
real,
to
it's real,
have
it's real.
the build-up case rather than the undeniable case. Like, I would rather deal with like a Joker, because his was more of a build-up. I could catch it. Like, you know, let me do what I can on my part, you know, to help you. Rather than like, oh, it's set in stone. This nigga gonna be who he is. It's just a matter of time.
That's crazy. You don't
Moral of the story: beat your kids. Anyways,
Just not
I'm
too
getting
much.
bullied. Who's bullying you? My dad.
beat them while they're young.
I would just whip
Oh,
it.
man.
Oh Lord, you gonna have that little kid.
I'm gonna kill my dad.
It's okay. It's cool. Our parents, all of our parents hit us. We're fine.
I'm gonna teach
Hey,
you how
yeah,
to swim
that's-
today,
that's fine.
son. Jump in.
Hey, we were perfectly
That
fine.
video, you see that video where the girl just chucked the little girl into the pool?
Yeah, where you at? I'm drowning.
Hey, but man, that story really had tripped me out for a minute. I think it was this was the last correspondence. Like, this is the last thing we heard from her. I was like, oh, he got her.
Charlie.
He got her. He
What
got
they
her.
say? Snake? Snake? Snake?
Bruh, like at that point, I'll be recording my whole life. Look at this setting. The
It's a
sponsor was right here.
Ain't
You
nothing
see,
to
guys?
record.
If we
Yeah,
come
you
back
still
and it ain't
there,
right
right
there,
You finna die.
We still
Look.
dead.
If
Look,
it's
I'm
recording
leaving
on your
cookie.
phone,
That
it
nigga
ain't
on
getting
TikTok. Look, my son finna kill me.
I'm trying to save myself.
Finna kill I'm finna die.
He said, hey guys, my son's definitely gonna murder me, so I'm gonna stay on live until he comes into the room.
Look,
You just
I
see
gave him a chance.
you see him turn around. Oh, now
Oh, you ready?
the life is ended.
You ready? You know you're on video. Just let you know.
But man, look,
All defense. I'm just letting y'all know. I'm stabbed.
all in all, we said it once. We're gonna say it again. Beat your kids. Anyways, man. Moving on to the next thing. We got a we got an announcement today. We got some legendary news today. We got something that was damn near mind-blowing today. Budokai Tenkaichi 4. It's dropping. Slow clap.
What are they gonna do though? You know, I'm not saying that I'm not gonna buy it, but I was like, I'm tired of the same story. It's like buying the Naruto games. Like they cycle through the whole thing again. I'm like, how many times I gotta beat Raditz? How many times I gotta beat? Like, I'm tired of doing this fucking.
Hey, as long as it ain't that.
Stay still. I hate that mission.
As long as it ain't that spin, that little spin joint, you.
Oh my gosh.
I haven't seen any of
About
those
to
in a
break
while.
a joystick controller for that.
Yeah, it's normally input. Now you got.
It's all input, yeah. As long as it ain't that spin mission with Raditz, it's
Oh
alright.
yeah, I couldn't do that shit myself when I was young. My dad had to do that.
I just kept playing it over and over.
Please, just turn up. I'm just gonna kill you. I'm just gonna.
I had no rubber on none of my controllers.
I like
You
that.
broke yours?
Yeah, the grip was gone, and I had anger issues when I was younger.
Not letting
When
me
you were
win.
young?
Yeah,
Gotcha.
it's a little controller.
But I
He didn't
think
learn how to express himself. That's what matters.
if we're being real about it, Budokai Tenkaichi set the precedent for what anime games are now.
Definitely.
That was what kind of started the storyline playthroughs. We have the input commands midway through some of the cutscenes. We have the sleek gameplay. We have more of a person-to-person dynamic camera, rotating camera. We gave people a little more room, a little more space when it came to areas, so it felt like a fuller fight.
It actually felt like a Dragon Ball Z fighting.
Yeah. And then after that we had things like Naruto Ninja Storm come out. We had Ninja Storm 2, Naruto Ultimate Ninja. We had same with most other animes adapting that format if they made a fighting style game. So Budokai Tenkaichi 4, now that everything's done, so to speak, like we have even though it didn't do too well, we have Demon Slayer, the Hinokami Chronicles, where it goes from being open world, semi-open world, because you're traversing areas to get to missions, then to get to fights, then to get to stories with input and everything. It kind of adds another layer. What really are we going to do with Tenkaichi 4?
I mean, the only thing that I can see being really cool is the Tournament of Power. Literally, like you basically just go through that and you just gotta fight a bunch of niggas back to back to back to back. I feel like that would be cool, but I was like, beyond that, I was like, I don't want to fight Frieza again. I don't want to do those missions. I was like,
Well, you gonna be black now.
well, they
I
ain't
don't
got
think
to
they're gonna go that far. They could, but now we're in the world of DLC, so they can pretty much add what they want.
And in online, like I would, I don't know how exactly the online would work.
Roll back netcode, please, so we just run smoothly.
That would be nice.
But yeah, online gotta be fire. I would say just do the Tournament of Power, like just kind of I don't want to have that full focus, but just run the Tournament of Power. That would be fire.
Well,
you would have to focus on Super.
For what you saying is like fighting Frieza and all that. What Tenkaichi did, what made it easier, instead of you going through everything, they just had like the little set like screenings. Like, and he wasn't fighting like 55 battles, you know. So, but yeah, I get you. We had so many Dragon Ball Z games to where, you know, everybody tired of going through the original story. But now if they skip the first half of Dragon Ball Z, that's crazy to me. I don't see why they would do that, especially because of the graphics and the animation is gonna be way up to par.
I feel it, but I mean, it just I don't like having to do the whole thing over again. It's like yes, graphics is a plus, but you're just playing the same game to me. And I was like, I've done this mission before. I've done it 3 times.
3 different games. Yeah.
And I was like, we do the same thing. And I was like, customization is cool. I was like, hopefully they up that a little bit. But beyond that, what else are you gonna do?
Do a storyline of Jerry.
I mean, you can do a couple spin-offs,
That'd be a nice
but
little story.
I just want, because I really liked on like Budokai Tenkaichi 2, when you're inside the little tournament thing, you know, where they used to fight all the
The
time.
martial arts.
That was like my favorite part because it was just fun, and then like you could lose by getting hit to the floor, and I just added a different level of it. But I don't know exactly how they'll do it with the tournament of power because it's a way bigger ring. But you can do the stages, like 1 stage, 2 stage, and then
So,
that final stage.
What if the tournament of power turned into like a battle royale style?
That's why I would
Like team
like
battle royale.
you could do that online too.
Yeah.
That would just be you gotta really have that online super crisp because all the special moves going on and everything.
Lord,
I don't
that
know.
would be crazy.
I don't think they'll, because that's essentially just Xenoverse. I don't think they'll do that.
You're right. We were just talking about
Tenkaichi is more like that 1v1 type deal.
No, yeah, it was.
Yeah.
That was the
Yeah.
main focus of it.
No.
Now they
Good
did
point.
have the the team matches where you beat that one, the next person flies.
Yeah,
in.
yeah.
Yeah.
But they had that in a good portion of them, even with the side scroller base, not the side scroller, but you know which one I'm
You
talking
talking about fighters?
Fighters.
Well,
yeah.
fighters was just 3v3.
Yeah. But you could still take that
Mm-hmm.
and have like so. Let's talk about like Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm, right?
Mhm.
You can pick help characters, so
Nice.
characters for assist for your support,
Mhm.
and then when we did the most recent one, or I think it's Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm or Storm 3.
Yeah.
I don't know where
They're not
they're
the
at.
same, but they're all the same.
Yeah, but basically it got to a point where it affects your final move or your special move.
You talking about like team
So
attacks?
like, yeah, so you have team attacks. Who you have as your assist can unlock a specific final move or a specific special move that could be potentially stronger.
Yeah, but I mean, that's not necessarily what Dragon Ball Z is about.
Yeah.
So I don't like. You can just go in there and just create some shit, but if it's like Goku and Gohan, obviously we know that's father and son.
Yeah.
Or Goku, Gohan, and Goten, that's still father and son, but
Yeah.
family, whatever.
Family,
but
They don't really have a lot of
Yeah.
combo moves like versus Naruto, they actually fight together.
Yeah. But-
Dragon Ball Z, it's always one-on-one. They let them run their ones.
If we're talking like
Occasionally.
Super with Tournament of Power and everything on from there, they have added more of a team
The
aspect.
aspect of it, yeah,
They
that's
have
why.
added more, even with the fights after. Like if we talk about like Gas and those fights,
Mm.
and the magician, I want to say his name is
Moro,
Moro.
yeah.
Okay, yeah. So if we talk about those fights, they required a little assistance between multiple characters.
Mhm.
Yeah,
So we are getting a Dragon Ball Z to where we have characters working together, characters having to work in cohesion.
yeah,
Especially with the superheroes movie, we
yeah.
had Gohan and Piccolo. So
New forms, yeah. So that's gonna be cool, but
yeah,
I just hope they don't do the same game. Basically, that's what turns me off from games. It's just like it's the same game. I don't really care.
Well, I think like a lot of the input now, like what's gonna be looked at for this game is more than likely the cutscenes because of the graphics.
Yep.
And like online play.
Yeah,
True.
it's still gonna be fun. Don't get me
Yeah.
wrong. Like I'm more than likely still gonna get the game because it's still a nostalgic factor,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what's really gonna get you. And then what did they do new?
yeah. That
Cause-
Tenkaichi name is
Is
that holds a lot of fans. Like they went crazy with that announcement. Like people that were there screaming,
Yeah.
hollering, flipping out.
Tenkaichi
Ooh-wee.
is a fan
Yeah.
favorite.
Yeah,
yeah.
definitely. But then like when we think back to like Tenkaichi 3, right? Like when Budokai Tenkaichi 3 came out,
Mm-hmm.
the game was fire. That game essentially
It was was.
You said Tenkaichi 3?
No, 2 was better than 3.
Yeah, I could give you that.
Yeah.
But 3 just had
3
more
was-
character.
It just had
Yeah.
more characters. That was
3
it. But
was more
2 was
expanded.
better.
So
Two was better.
you could even argue that 3 was just an expanded version of 2.
Yeah.
But Tenkaichi 3, basically, that was one of the anime games that made everybody forget about any other anime game. Naruto was outshined. Anything that came out around that time. Bleach released a game around that same time. Nobody knows about that Bleach game.
Yeah.
Nobody gives a single damn about that Bleach
Nope.
game. No. I love Bleach. No idea what that game was. I
Nah,
couldn't tell
Heat
you
of the
what's in
Soul was cool, but Heat of the Soul was only coming out in like Japan at the time.
Yeah, Heat of the Soul was a good game, but you know, Japan gets what Japan wants. So Japan wanted a sleek, clean Bleach game. They got it. Did we get it? No. You can emulate it though.
Yeah.
If you play it on an emulator, it was pretty fun when I played it. But going back to like Budokai Tenkaichi 3 and how it affects 4, if we're talking about the expansion, going from how we have Budokai Tenkaichi 3 with expanded characters, but also earlier we were talking about how those expanded characters had their own separate character tag on the list. So when it came to the general character loadout, like it was like Goku, like standard Goku, Super Saiyan Goku, Super Saiyan 2 Goku, and we wanted to avoid that. Do you guys think that Tenkaichi 4 is gonna have like
What you mean avoid by that? What you mean?
like avoid each character having their own, or each transformation having its own character card on
Well,
that
I
general
mean,
roster?
starting there,
The
I feel
thing
like
is,
they would.
because in Tenkaichi 1,
Yeah,
that's when they messed up. But Tenkaichi 2, they fixed it.
yeah,
They had it to where like you can start off at like
And
Super
two-
Saiyan
two,
3
yeah.
or 2, but you can
Still.
but you can still power up. I actually like that because it gives you the
fun, yeah.
option
yeah.
to,
The
you know.
movesets changed
Yeah.
too.
Mhm.
So that was fun.
But you know, if you that traditional Dragon Ball Z fan, you just nigga, I'm gonna power up to it.
Yeah.
Now, if you was just like, I just want the stronger character, then
I'm gonna start out there.
yeah,
But I mean, there was also the things like the fusions and stuff like that. You just had to pick those out the gate.
no, you can
Vegeta and
fuse too.
Gogeta.
I would think now that they would have to, you would select your power ups
Hmm.
because obviously Goku's not going from 1 to fucking God.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
take my time with this
Yeah.
fight.
Like, yeah, it's not happening. So that's actually going to be a smart. That would be kind of fun. Picking which ones you want to do, so you can have different loadouts and things. That's an addition I would appreciate if they did go that route.
I would say keep it the same, just more
But-
complex.
Well, no, I'm saying because Goku has technically what? That's almost 10 transformations. You're not about to go through Super Saiyan 1 to fucking God.
I mean, they did it. They did. Goku had what? Kaioken had a whole different moveset. Then he
But you
had
have to.
That's Kaioken times 10. though.
times 10. Then he went
Yeah.
Super Saiyan, had a different moveset. He had Angry Kamehameha.
You didn't. You went from regular Goku then Kaioken then Super Saiyan. I thought you could jump from
Kaioken.
You can
feel
jump.
I
You
thought it
can-
was something
didn't
else.
feel
Like
like a
kind of
form.
No, if you had enough like energy bars, you can go from Super Saiyan. I mean base form to Super Saiyan 4.
Okay, it was. I don't remember exactly how the game played, so that's. I remember
Wait,
you went
From
stage
what
by
I
stage.
remember, it was
Yeah.
like Kaioken wasn't its own form. I remember it going like
It was like an
Kaioken
addition.
was a power.
Like
that
like a
you
little
like.
power.
It was like
Yeah.
It could
a triangle, like
Yeah.
sort of situation, or like triangle
for a little bit, and then
Yeah.
it'll disperse. That's what I remember.
And then you go Super Saiyan, Super Saiyan 2, Super Saiyan 3,
you'll
Super
stay
Saiyan
that
4.
for the whole match.
And then like Vegeta, they added Vegeta's Super Saiyan 4, but Vegeta didn't have a Super Saiyan 3 at the
Yeah.
time, so it like kind of just
Well,
skipped.
they had Majin Vegeta, but you couldn't power up into Majin Vegeta. You had to play him as
Yeah,
his own
Majin.
character.
Wasn't that technically Super Saiyan 2 for Vegeta?
Technically, yes,
I mean, you
Like equivalency.
so,
in terms
yeah.
of power, maybe. Yeah.
because it's Super Saiyan Vegeta, Super Vegeta,
Mm.
then it's either Majin Vegeta or Super Saiyan 2. No, it's Majin Vegeta then Super Saiyan 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's been so long because I played that game. So
I just remember like
what was that, PS2?
I just remember
PS2,
Yeah, it was a PS2. Yeah.
I remember them adding like tenkaichi in Tenkaichi 3. I remember them adding like Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta, and I just looked at it and I was, why the hell? Like,
that was in Raging Blast because it had Broly, Super Saiyan 3 Broly too.
that didn't make no sense to me either.
It was
It was just a gimmick.
I just they did it for the fantasy.
It was just a fun. I also never understood
Vegeta
why
4
Super
is still
Saiyan.
big.
I never understood why Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta had genes, but you know, hey, we don't need to talk about that. It's GT.
Alright.
Anyway,
It still look dope as hell though.
true. I'll give him that. But I think with Tenkaichi 4, there's a lot of things that we can expound on, like from Tenkaichi 3. Like Tenkaichi 3, we had a lot of those character slots being taken up by different forms.
Mhm.
We can condense that and make a sleeker character list overall. And then we have more characters to add too.
Do you want all the characters?
Yeah. I want every single
Not
character
all.
in there. I want
Because,
every single
nigga,
character.
I'll never touch Garlic Jr., let's be real.
But there's some niggas who will, and that was because
It's
just
a-
like in
it's-
Xenoverse,
It's
you
a,
can.
it's a moralization.
Yeah.
If I beat you with him, that's you
Because
suck.
just like in Xenoverse, they got Jocko, and it's like you can play as Jocko. And what
If y'all touch Garlic Jr.,
You're trying to insult someone.
you're a special level of trash. Anyways, go ahead.
You're just talented. You insulted someone.
It's like, could you imagine like BoJack, like somebody pulling up with BoJack, like that's their main. I
BoJack
mean
was
BoJack.
BoJack is dope,
Horseman maybe, but the person in Dragon Ball
especially
Z,
when
no.
BoJack power up.
Yeah, BoJack
Be
be
big.
big.
Small BoJack. No,
He's not ass.
I'm not saying he's.
That's
ass.
like that's.
I'm just saying.
Listen.
Not touching.
That's
him.
like somebody
You
pulling
want
up
great
with Kid
characters.
Gohan.
But I mean,
That's cool.
yeah.
No, it's not because Garlic Jr. is stronger than Kid Gohan.
Garlic Jr. ain't shit.
But he whooped Kid Gohan's ass. Why would you put
That's
Kid
a
Gohan
child.
over Garlic Jr.?
There's a point to this.
Bro,
They even have Bobbity. It's just the fact that I can play as.
I would never, ever in my like if I'm just saying all this to say there's some characters that could stand not being on the roster. Garlic Jr. being like my top.
Yeah, I mean, not everybody has to be in there, but it's like, you know,
There's
I think
acceptance.
that was the gimmick
Cut.
of Dragon Ball Z Tenkaichi, is that it had hella characters. Characters
Bro,
you wouldn't even.
like, what if they put like Android 8 in there
They have.
from the Red Ribbon
Yeah,
Army?
he was in there.
There's no point.
Nah, I would.
It's like they're putting Cybermen in there, bro.
Smack them. Cyber,
It's just
but
that
Cyberman,
was
I
the
feel like
gimmick.
that's in there. Like Cyberman, you can't. I'm sorry. you
Yeah,
can't
that was
have a
just the
Dragon Ball
gimmick
Z
of
game without
Tenkaichi. It's like you have hella characters. They even had Bardock's Saiyan group in 3.
That was,
Yeah?
that was fire.
Oh, I don't remember that.
Bardock, and then you could power up to Super Saiyan. But
Yeah, he said his
that's
group. Oh,
Yeah, it's good. They had
I don't
a group.
remember the other side. I remember playing as Bardock.
I remember Bardock. I don't remember anybody else.
The side characters.
I really think I could be wrong, but
It's like people, like for example, people I want to see in the game. You know, like Raditz, Nappa. You know, Piccolo, Gohan, Goten. You know the
Just
usual.
bring it back. I hope you want to see them do something different with them.
Who?
Just 'cause, I mean, I'm tired of them-
Piccolo's new form now.
Them just like they're gonna stay at the same level.
Piccolo's new
I
form
don't
now.
think they get stronger.
you want to.
Oh,
I mean,
gotcha.
they get stronger based off of how you play them. It's a
No,
competitive.
I'm talking
game.
about like so I can see them go Super Saiyan. Like I just want to see.
Nah,
them go Super
nigga.
Saiyan.
That's
You
the that's
just want
the
to see
thing.
if
Like,
bald Nappa gets hair by going to
Yeah,
Super
just like
Saiyan.
that.
this is